can't hear shit.
All right, do we need to play the intro? I just went live. This is the Frezno viewing party. This is what I'm dealing with here, trying to get everybody. This is what's been going on for at least half an hour, trying to get everyone on the call straightened up. We got live with us right now Jeff Emig, Adam Barker, Seth Enslow, Bubba. He doesn't even have a last name. There you go.
For legal reasons.
Yeah. And maybe Jerry Bernardo.
And yeah, we're working on Jerry Bernardo.
I can see myself up on the screen.
Oh, there he is.
Howdy!
Yeah, Bubba, what's up, brother?
Yeah, Bernardo. That's amazing. Like, you're in Australia right now, right?
Scotty!
Hey, how's it going, Grizzly Adams?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
So this is basically a reunion for a bunch of these guys. I've been talking to them, and everybody's like, oh, some of you guys keep in touch, and some of you guys have not seen each other, correct?
It's been a while.
Yep.
Some of them, yeah.
You know what's crazy with this whole pandemic, right? This is how partying is these days. Nobody gets arrested. No chicks get pregnant. Nobody gets any STDs. There's no sexually transmitted diseases. This is the centennials. That's how they're going to party from now on. Unbelievable.
True words.
You're saying Tinder's not doing too good these days, or what?
It's probably firing.
Right.
Nobody met before. They all just talked online there anyway, so it's perfect.
Play the fucking movie.
All right, are we going to play the fucking movie? That's what's going on? All right, give us the... Yeah, give us
Jump
the...
in anytime, Nell.
Hey, this is going to be the battle of how many people try not to talk over each other like professional television guys.
So it's like doing TV with Jerry.
Yeah.
No.
Skippy,
Said the professional television guy, JeffEmig.com.
Yeah, exactly. Emig's done some Supercross announcing. He should take the lead here.
And he's fucking good at it too.
Totally
Yeah,
good
he
at
is.
it.
So good they didn't bring me back.
No, I loved your MXGP stuff, by the way.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I really did.
I'm sure it was a budget thing.
Yeah.
I know Feld.
Oh, here we go.
volume.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Little,
Give us a little bit more volume.
Who the hell came up with that scene, man? That must have been a weird
Yeah,
one
how'd
to
this
put
work, Adam?
Well, it was the scene this goes to, Bubba, is you in the desert.
down. I know, that's what I'm...
The idea was, what was Bubba daydreaming about? Because we just up,
And it's
so
true.
this was basically my concept, but I must say Troy did a lot of the like shots for this one.
I think it's awesome. I think it's funny as hell.
And that girl is actually a pro female longboard champion. I can't remember her name, but
Awesome.
yeah, she was from Michelle Ponce, and she was some really well-known female.
And
surfer.
now that I'm a diabetic, I still dream about donuts. Can't have them. Same thing.
It's worse now.
You can't. You can do whatever you want.
I did interview with BJ Smith this last week. They're doing a story on this for Racer X, and I talked about this scene. I'm like, this scene just puts you back on your heels straight away. Like, if you don't know what's coming, you're going, wait a second, wait, what is happening now? You know, like,
Good
this
point,
just completely sets you back. Like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble for the next hour and a half.
I thought I had the
Only
wrong
if you've never
movie.
eaten mushrooms before in your life.
I'm pretty...
And, I remember having a viewing at Fox Racing because Fox and Sith were kind of hand in hand, and that opening scene, like half the people in the room were like loving it, and half were really scared. It was a very interesting project to be a part of. There were some old school Fox, real heart of moto people just not amused.
I'm pretty sure I took the that tape back out of my VCR and made sure that the label was correct, and then put it back in and continued to watch because I was like, I don't think I have the right movie.
Listen to it. Look how
This is Harold Hunter.
Harold Hunter, R.I.P.
R.I.P. He was in the movie Kids, and I saw that movie Kids, and I heard he was a real skater, and from New York and stuff, and so literally it was as easy as, I just saw that movie. You're sick. We're making a movie. You want to come out? It's going to be in Vegas. And he didn't even need to hear more than that. He goes, yeah. How long you need me for? He goes, yeah. And he just came out. Bubba, you bonded with him.
Yeah, he was cool, man.
Having him out. And he was a dude that he hit on every female. He truly didn't care. Big, small, old, young, whatever size. I've never seen a guy just so diehard for anything, no matter what. He was being successful continually throughout the week. He didn't want to go home. He wanted to keep filming.
Tell them what you got.
Throws on here.
Hey, Adam, how about the part where Bubba's name as a cop is Bernardo? That wasn't even planned. Explain that.
We had like 3 to choose from, and it was totally just grabbing in a. It was just one of the ones they had. It really had no subliminal anything. It was just completely.
It was
random.
fucking destiny, bro.
Yeah.
Bubba Bernardo.
He gets your name and your Denunzio, which is actually a rip from Caddyshack.
That's
this shot. Yeah, Seth just hucked this thing like 27 times. Not the best, smoothest landing we gave him. Again, is all we had him was this brutal dry dirt flat landing, and he had to do it over and over and over again.
Not the chick though.
You need to crank the audio on the film.
I remember that girl was all fired up to meet you, Seth.
I saw what she was all about.
This is Bubba's first scene we filmed, and we realized he was
looks like we got
he was a little bit of gold for us.
You're going downtown, son.
Oh, I got punched in the face.
Oh, that was the later scene.
That pretty boy call you a pig.
That's on my buddy Tonnage in high school.
Where was this filmed?
Vegas.
Yeah.
It was Kerry Hart's drum. He actually found it, and he was really possessive. He wanted to be in a Krusty. He wasn't in a Krusty yet, and he really wanted to be, and he was so stoked on this jump. I had to beg him to let us use it for this. But the Krusty actually came out first, so he was happy. But it was 100% Kerry Hart's.
What's up, Frezno? Yeah. This is Superfly, baby. Yo,
How'd you get him?
He was,
yeah, that's right.
Thanks to our friend Brian Jordan Lofty was able to. They had a clothing line together at some point, and
been out this.
And he hooked that up for us, and it was so fun.
I said it was really cool, man.
So that we got.
And I actually, the funny thing is, I wrote the script. He needed to pop in like 5 times, and I wrote it like black, and it always seemed cool to me until the moment we met at Denny's of all places. So Ice-T, before we filmed, met me at Denny's to kind of go over it. So I meet at Denny's, and as I'm waiting for that 10 minutes before he walks in the door, I'm like going, shit, I just wrote all this script in like black slang, most of the things he said, and I never felt so white as when he sat down and he had to read it while I'm watching him. That's what like he crossed out a few things. He added Skrilla and stuff, but for the most part, it all went through. He's like, I can do that. So that was fun.
Fro Daddy.
J-Bone.
J-Bone. I love J-Bone. I think he got a little scarred from this because I saw him Supercross 2 years ago, and he, obviously still top-notch mechanic, and that owns his own team or whatever he's got going on now. But he's like, my whole existence since Frezno Smith. There's not a Supercross I go to where somebody doesn't yell, "Start every day with the fat bull." I can just imagine him like so like deep in and just like people just Jack and Coke, fat bull. I just said you're welcome.
That's funny. Good for him though. He's doing
really
good.
just got thrown into this. Like he didn't have much of a choice. We're like, J-Bone, say this.
Yeah, Jeff, what were you
Loke Dog's
thinking?
a funny story. Seth, do you remember how we found Loke Dog?
Yeah, he was just like, we found the other guy first, right? And then Loke Dog was like, came in to see his buddy, and he was better, so you hired him instead and had the other guy play the other role, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be Fabio. It was like the scene
Right.
where it's like photo op, right?
Right.
It's just a simple scene where he was supposed to be a poser, and
Right.
Fabio agreed to do it, but I accidentally made the mistake of calling the Screen Actors Guild, and they're like,
Right.
"You're not allowed to use him." So Fabio, on the day of, said, "I can't come," and then we found Loke Dog on the street, like literally slanging bags, and just gave him the part, and then we liked him, so we just kept giving him more and
Got
more.
a bunch of strippers coming. Get your ass over here.
So on PC, but they still.
Everything is though.
Neither of those guys with like 2 tattoos each. That's Abbott's house. I know Seth and Bubba know Abbott very well. He plays one of the cops in here. He helped us in all kinds of scenes.
It doesn't he get a neck tattoo halfway through this movie?
Chest.
Oh,
The chest?
yeah. One of the dilemmas was Metzger kept cutting his hair, and I'd be like, he's like, yeah, just write it in that I got a hair, I shaved my head. I'm like, well, this scene takes place before it, so you can't go from bald to hair to bald. So that's why he wears the stocking cap and half the scenes, like that big stocking cap. That's because it was scenes before he was allowed to be bald.
Continuity.
Yeah, it was always, we were always solving everything. Hey, where's Fro? This is the big Fro.
Bro, this is a good one.
Jeff Emig, he's number one. He's sliding. He's now. He is.
Yeah, the Lions haven't.
He's out.
Here we go.
Tony Hawk and Tony Alva.
So good. Their lines were so good.
That was I grew up skateboarding, so having Tony Hawk and Tony Alva in a scene was, and then of course, and Emig and J-Bone. That was just such a fun day.
Yeah, and Tony Alva going, our study show, or what about rollerblades? That's our study show. That's what the kids really want.
Yeah,
Just brilliant.
and
Like, you
it
literally
was really
couldn't
before
find
the
him
Dogtown
dead with.
documentary blew up. So like, he was huge in skateboarding, but not as mainstream as he got. To be able to grab him and Tony Hawk was so such an awesome thing. And Tony Little too. Like, we just called him out of the blue. I told him I was working with you guys. And it wasn't even a hard sell. He's like, I would love to do it. He wanted to do some acting, so this was his first acting.
Was it all he had imagined, or what?
It's like what we tell them to.
Was it all he had imagined, Adam? He was like, oh, like after he saw the role.
Tony Hawk wrote the line, "Oh, that guy has great abs." That was, he asked to improv that. What are you gonna do? Say no to Tony Hawk?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
No, I thought that was
There we
perfect
go.
because that's what
There we
everybody
go.
knew him as.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, this is the big J-Bone line that everybody likes to quote to me endlessly.
Any way that we can change
Club rubber shirts.
Turn it up if you can. Can you
Hey,
crank it up?
Michelle put those on us, okay? I didn't actually own that shirt. I'm sure I had something like it.
Don't even tell
But
me.
people ask me if I still have that shirt.
It's like detour. I can talk to some. Just take a second. What? We? What are you talking about? We? I ain't going to the wall chase. Going straight to Frezno, find a bar, sit down and drink some fat ass Jack and Cokes, and be hitting on some filthy white trash hookers. Period. And so are you. Just get it out of the way. This guy's been bugging me.
I actually hit J-Bone up on Facebook and said, "Hey, do you want to chime in on this?" He's all, "No."
Just know.
Yeah, it's all.
He's corporate guy.
Hey, Emig, do you still talk to J-Bone? Do you guys ever see each other?
To who? Jeremy?
The attitude.
Yeah.
Here, bring
Oh, yeah, I
that.
see him all the time. I mean, you know, at the races and stuff. He lives on the East Coast. Here we go.
Damn, as good as that's looking, Low Dog need to be tapping that ass. When you gonna let me hit that? 5 seconds, right?
I got me a date with some of them.
I like that he drops David Castillo.
Thank you, G, David
Deegan.
Castillo. They gave me their hotel numbers and everything, baby. They gonna let me
Ride on their motorcycles.
I'm gonna let them ride on Latika money, yes, because Latika is all that.
We didn't quite get permission of Deegan or Castillo. I thought they would enjoy the premiere and be like, thanks, Dick.
Yes.
Did they? Hey, Low Dog, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, we gotta get us one of the motorcycles. Word. Oh,
Look Dog actually wasn't a bad actor, to be honest with you.
No, he killed it. And especially just, you know, again, how we found him was amazing. Just truly just on the streets.
What was the other guy's name? Lewis Ivy?
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah, that's look. Yeah.
Yeah, Danny.
Lewis Ivy is Look Dog, yeah. The other guy doesn't have a name, does he? It's just Word?
No, but
Sloppy
again,
seconds.
it's like really we were trying to hire the other guy because he was like built and he couldn't deliver lines, so we grabbed Low Dog, and then I didn't want the other guy to feel bad, so I'm just stand behind him and say Word. So
How about sloppy
uh,
seconds, right? Who come up with that?
what's that?
Who came up with sloppy seconds, right?
That's
Seconds, right?
that was just winging it again, just because there was a moonroof on that Low Dog owned that car. That yellow RX-7 was really his, and there was a moonroof. And so we shot the scene, and then I'm like, he's got like the other dude that just says Word should pop out. So we were just on the fly going, what would he say? And then obviously sloppy seconds is just so stupid. That people like that quote as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I reply to people with that all the time.
Sloppy seconds, right?
Most people just stare at me, but
This is Metzger's house. This yellow house was Metzger's house back in the day.
I don't need to hear your mouth right now, woman.
Well, how about you found this girl, I think. Who was this girl?
She was pregnant when you got her for the pregnant, and then she had her baby. Remember that? Before we finished the scene?
I thought she did good, but she was just your friend, right? We didn't cast her.
She was a tweaker next door in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, she was your legit neighbor, right?
Yeah.
she was really drinking these beers.
I thought she did really good.
I think she did good, too. She's a beautiful girl. Real nice girl, too.
Real nice tweaker.
This was the dude I went to college with, and it was in my college movie.
Municipal Court Judge Fred Frohausen today banned local motocross hero Seth Enslow from, among other things, riding motocross.
Such a deep plot.
But rather the unique punishment. We have with us Seth.
There's
Here's
Honey,
your boy.
Scary Heart.
The church was just freaking out all over the place. I just figured he wasn't getting enough pussy.
R.I.P. Lemmy.
Definitely.
He was down, and his manager said not to do it, and Lemmy was like, "Oh, I'm going to do it anyways." He really went to bat for us. And I met him through Ron Jeremy, and then he did like 3 other projects with me over the years. I always had fun with him.
Must accept the court-appointed job.
Kitty, kitty.
Some pussy. Use it as a stage for their tomfoolery. They've got another thing coming.
Motorheads.
Remember, we got our.
Hey Seth, how did you first hear about this? Like, how did it come to you in the Emig?
At the courthouse.
What's that?
Like the movie? Like, was it Greg called you up, or how did you first hear about what we were doing?
Bernardo harassed and.
Or did I call you? I can't even remember.
As a result, Bernardo.
No, I think it was it was probably John or I don't know, somebody from Fox. It was
The situation
it's pretty much part of the deal. When I got sponsored by Shift, they said, "All right, well,
dock of
Now you're going to be in this movie. We're going to make a movie, but not a video. So I was like, all for it. But I forget who actually told me. It was just part of the package, you know. You're going to ride for shift. You're going to get the whole package deal. You're going to be in a movie. So let's do it. Sign me up.
Not after this.
Yeah. Bubba Jr. proud that I'm his papa.
The Bubba.
Look at you. You're a young, handsome man there.
Yeah, the little beginner mustache in there.
The part where he does the pull up to the donut is so epic.
Yeah. Overacted. That scene of looking in the mirror was kind of a rip-off of Apocalypse Now, I think.
Hey, someone had to put their fingers in my butt crack and pull it down. It was Troy, and he was all hating life. He had to show butt crack, but I made him do it or something like that.
There's me. That's me on that park bench.
Yeah. Looking good.
That's my cameo.
You're a stuntman.
You're looking good too, Bubba. Looking nice and slender and slim.
It was size medium sweatsuit, I think.
Yeah, in the outtakes.
They made me.
Yeah, the outtakes you blow the crotch out of the pants.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, this one.
Flash dance.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, right there. There's a shot of that where you blow it out.
All right, here's the puke scene. Fuck, man, you almost made me die.
Tell it, Bubba.
I don't know. I remember when I puke, and then you gave me something, and I couldn't stop puking for like 2 or 3 days.
Would you give him Epicac?
Just so anybody watching knows,
Visine.
That's straight Nero right there. Like, Bubba really puked. That was not him putting soup in his mouth and spitting it out. We really wanted to be authentic.
Yeah, that sucked.
Why didn't you just get too drunk? You should have just gone so drunk you threw up.
Well,
we tried. We tried. And all of a sudden,
we got him so wasted, and then he was smoking bongos, and like we just couldn't get him to puke. He took down a whole bottle of Grand Marnier.
And vodka too.
Why you want the manager for? You gonna work here or something?
It didn't work.
You really want me to read the guy? You want him, dude? You want me to
Russ.
I like that he just then hands the bell over. Do you want me to get him? Here you go.
You want me to get him? Here you go.
Yeah, Rusty was so classic.
God damn it! No! I gotta go.
How's the pink in the hair?
Fro.
Damn.
He's got an afro.
The place we were filming tried to shut us down because they thought we were filming a porn. They saw these girls and they recognized Ron Jeremy. He's like, we don't want to do this kind of movie in our, arena. We're going to rent it out to us to do Frezno. But then they thought it was porn, So they shut us down for like a half a day where I had to convince them it wasn't a porn.
Yeah, what? Job.
Seems like getting shut down happened a lot with you guys back in the day then.
What?
Yeah, kind of. This one, the bowling alley.
How's it going?
Sometimes it did, sometimes we didn't. But we talked them out of it, and they let us film the rest of the days.
Well, the people that were funding it shut it down.
You're stuck with me. You can't quit, can you? Come to work for you.
Our props are so legit. It's just literally like a sliver of paper with some handwriting on it.
We're working on it.
Yeah, but just our time cards.
Look at this buzz.
It's there. Big. You know how girls are, right?
I got Matthias' dad's bike all cherried out right now.
Sounded good.
Industrial strength.
Texas on the road. Yeah, I put my plates on it.
Stein. Let's start.
The same 92 Softail. They would never know. They look at the head.
You can't quit. You can't quit. You can't quit.
Put my plates on it.
Just stand there and move it.
I told Matthias, I go, man.
I liked your landing strip, Seth, bro.
And that's Mike Sinkbars. That's Castillo.
Yeah.
Willie Santos, the skater. We had a lot of good people just doing a lot of stunts for us for these interstitials.
Homies, come in. Chill out. Chill out. Hey,
That is the Club Rub shirt.
Quicker than a Green Day rip. Gotcha.
For how old it is.
Ladies love that. Hey, find me some groove, brother, man. My man. They're my main man. Okay, guys, let's go forward, shall we? Picture this: a Jeff Emig national television commercial.
He's like this.
What's wrong, Jeff? I don't know, Jay. Well, you better fuel up with a nutritious breakfast with oats and bran. Oats and bran? I didn't think there was such a thing. That's what I used to think. Now, I start out every morning with a bowl of Emig.
This is my favorite scene.
I love this scene.
It's so good.
It's the best, man.
It makes me laugh every time. Like it's other stuff. I mean, this is so funny. I love how Emig and J-Bone sell it at the beginning. This is a real race. Emig, back me up. And J-Bone is legit holding out on the sign, oats and bran. That was like really in an outdoor. Where were we, Emig? I can't even remember.
It looks like Steel City or High Point or something.
He's quarantining in the back.
You'll be the biggest.
Start every day with a fat ball.
You'll be the Michael Jordan of Saturday morning television.
He must be in that canyon.
Commercials, products, image. You'll be the main man with plenty of money in your hand.
I don't know. I think we're going to have to get back to you.
No can do. We need answers. We're thinking about shooting this thing as early as tomorrow, and I need both of you. Ryder,
No way. You got that free ride contest.
That's not happening, man. We got a free ride contest to go. Yeah, man, we got a cut. Whoa, Jeffy, baby. I think it's best you don't.
Yeah, making Tony Hawk uncomfortable there.
A points contest, and why risk hurting yourself when you got so much on the line? Take my groove home slice?
Home slice?
Home slice? Listen here, Pops. We don't want to be no serial superstars. This is the stupidest crap I've ever heard.
Hey, take it easy, big fella. I'm ready for some style, image suggestions. Let's powwow, let's rap, throw down, toss me some ideas.
Ross Pro.
Yeah. He was driving, maybe he hit it back.
Oh, there he is.
But he's done, that's why.
Okay, my main man, homie. This is how we see things.
I'm back, y'all. Sorry.
The motherfucking junkies. This is a killer song, man.
Perfect timing. My mountain bike ride is done. Now it's time for a little.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy.
Time for a little Jameson.
Jameson.
Work week done.
Yeah, those days out in I think that was out of Glamis with you, Emig. You were just killing it.
Yeah, that's Glamis, and that's Richie. And then we, the bar scene was up in San Jose.
Yeah.
And you see Todd Covey's in here. I think Pete was there too. Covey gets beat up at the end.
Yeah, I bought stock.
Covey gets beat up at the strip club too, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Covey's a badass. He helped with a lot of the designs, a lot of these, a lot of your like suits. This was actually your Supercross 1997 Supercross after party at the MGM. Was all those jacuzzi shots. You just won that trophy. And a little funny thing is, I don't know if you remember this, Emig, but you had to leave from there, and you gave me that trophy to hold for you. And so I drove it back in my car, and I had it in my like small apartment in Hollywood for like a month before you came and got it. So I had like
Supercross title.
epic
Dude, that's sick.
Supercross trophy in my small apartment for like a full month. People would just come by, and I'd have them take pictures.
This is a go.
Pretty funny.
We'll pencil you.
Like the Lombardi Trophy or something. You take a shit at it before you give it
Such
back.
an epic, respected trophy to just be in my living room for no reason.
Yeah. Hey, and the irony with that also is you remember when we tried to do the premiere at ASR, trade show in San Diego, that night, remember I had that full like LL Cool J looking like jumpsuit and shit on? And I had worn my Supercross championship ring that night. And then, you know, the movie didn't play and that whole debacle. Well, we go out to a club afterwards. I lose the ring on the dance floor, the Supercross championship ring.
Shape.
Yep.
Never to be found.
Somebody turned it into the DJ booth, and Dixon, somehow, some way, Dixon ended up with it. So the Supercross championship trophy and the championship ring all have their own little story attached to this.
That's great.
I never heard that. That's hot.
Make some noise and do a little pushing right now, yo. Superfly style.
Superfly style. Goddamn courthouse.
Sweet for Seth. Yo, Jeff Frauhausen.
So sweet to have Ice-T rocking it.
Baby, it's going down.
You guys did such an amazing job with this. And like the one-liners and the irony attached to so much of the script was just, you know, you look back on it now. I mean, there was probably in '99 when I had gotten in trouble. I'm probably like thinking, hey, maybe I need to distance myself from this. But now you realize, I mean, what was it, about 5 years ago, Josh Grant hosted a Frezno Smooth party and everybody like dressed up. What's his name? Nudie called me up, said, hey, can I get some gear? I gave him the last set of camo gear that I had, custom painted Arnett's. He wore a fro. I gave him like real gear. And I said, don't lose this shit because this is the last set I had. He shows up with the full camo kit and everything. All the guys like dressed up as their favorite like 90s racer. It was like 5 or 6 years ago. Right.
Sweet.
And they had a massive Frezno Smooth party down at their place. These shots were epic.
Yeah, I think the fact that it didn't
This is the best. The kid stacking the quad.
Yeah, that was Abbott. That actually, we really had no permits, and he just rode a quad into traffic. You know, like
But he did anything in Vegas.
That was
awesome. Here's John
like,
Fox, right?
I got to be these days. I look back and be like, we were insane. We could have any injury, we would have been so dead, but we just didn't care. Like everything was just get the shot no matter what. Get the shot.
Where's Rusty?
Yeah, that's Russ.
Rusty.
Look at you, greasy bucket. Gonna clean the greasy out.
Gotta love Rusty. I had him really huck the lettuce at this guy, and the other guy didn't know, and he was actually legit pissed off. I'm like, Rusty, just do it for a take. Just huck the lettuce in his face.
Did you tell him to smoke a cigarette, or was he just already smoking a cigarette?
No, I don't think I told him to. I think he kind of did it for the scene. With this shot, like the guy got really mad.
He looked like he was pissed.
Sally Whedon, look at your buckle.
You're weeded.
I saw another movie where there was a scene similar to the humping scene. Where did you find that? What's that? Did you emulate another movie for that?
Yeah, I'll give credit where credit's due. There's a few of these scenes that were definitely Troy's idea. The fast forward humping was Troy's because he was a huge Kubrick fan. And there was a scene in Clockwork Orange where they did that. And we actually shot a scene where Seth had to wear the Clockwork Orange things that peel your eyes open and watch this footage.
Uh-huh.
But they made us cut it because they said we would get sued because it was too iconic of a ripoff. But that fast forward shot was Troy's idea. But it was fun. It was super fun to film.
Baka, who are all these guys? Where'd you get them?
We had actually like 2 castings because none of us knew guys that could fit this. So we just up in San Jose, I don't know, whatever the San Jose paper was, just had like a super loose cattle call and just grabbed these dudes just randomly. This was one of the very first scenes we shot.
So good. I mean, to me, like all this stuff was just epic. You know? It's at Greg's house, right? Greg Fox's house on the golf course?
I don't think it was. It was. Huh? I don't think it was Greg's. It might have been, actually. If you have that insight, then it was. I can't quite remember. But speaking of Greg Fox, that dude was the reason that there is this movie. It was purely his kind of like concept to pitch internally and try to make something that wasn't a crusty but something super over the top. And he's the one who really pushed it through and helped us get the scripts made and things like that. So
Destroy what?
All right, we have a guest. How's it going, John?
We got a couple of guests. We got 3 in there. They're being Danny D. Wayne's in there, Nick. He's just being shy. And I forget who else. Oh, somebody left. We scared him off.
Oh, here we go. So there was some of the.
There's Greg right there. That's Greg.
Wasn't like the CFO of Fox in this? Wasn't like Gary Mezhnine? Oh, there's Covey right there.
Yeah, Covey and Greg. That's my buddy from college. No, Gary. It's funny you remember Gary. Gary, we were his nightmare. Oh, that is Gary. Oh my gosh, Emig.
Right?
Yeah, I remember that. You're 100% right. And of all things, he's throwing money. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I did not know that. I truly haven't watched this many times. That dude that was throwing money, he was the overall accountant of Fox that later would really, we drove him insane with this project, but we always could fall back on the first scene we filmed was you throwing money at a stripper, Gary.
Right.
I totally forgot about that, man. I'm glad you said that.
Right there, right in the middle. Yeah, he was the guy with the glasses. Yeah.
Yes, with the white beater.
That's Covey. Beat up. Again, Covey keeps getting beat up.
Yeah. And I honestly, I wish I could beat him up right now or have Bernardo do it.
Hey, so a few years back, I gave the director's cut to Ralph Shaheen, and he had never seen it. And he's like, okay, my wife and I are going to watch it. So he calls me one night, okay, kids are put to bed. The wife and I are going to watch this. 2 hours later, or whatever it is, he calls me, and him and his wife are on speakerphone, and they're like, holy shit. I cannot believe what I just watched. I mean, even his wife is just like, I don't even know what just happened.
Oh, really? Perfect.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. They absolutely loved it. I mean, yeah.
That's perfect.
Damn, Seth.
That's a great review.
You got some
Seth,
serious.
bro, what do you got?
This was pretty funny to film.
Anyways.
I like that the other chicks keep smoking in the background.
Oh, my God.
What are they allegedly smoking, Adam?
Cloves. Just like we only smoke cloves at Club Rubber, right?
Yeah, cloves, Jakartas.
Club Rubber.
Have Seth do some kung fu. A lot of it was just improv, shooting at that slow speed. We couldn't do this in post like you can now. Like, we legit had to shoot this on 16, and you choose your speed as you shoot it, and you're stuck with it. So, like, you know.
So was that like a dream sequence right there, Seth? That was like your dream sequence? That's what you were thinking at the time?
When I got to work, somebody parked in my parking place. A secretary. I don't have to take
Before this was a feature, it was really just supposed to be a few skits that held together a segment of both of you, and then we just kept rewriting to making it bigger and bigger. But when it was supposed to be much like a half-hour skit-driven thing, you know, both of you, those were just things to entice reasons to get your riding footage in there.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing the interview with BJ last week, I'm just like, dude, Adam just kept coming back, or Troy would call, and they'd be like, hey, we got to reshoot that. It's like, dude, I painted the bus. I mean, it's not even the same color. Like, it's the same thing. I cut my hair different. I don't have that gear. I'm not this, I'm not that.
Yeah, it took over a year to film, so it's just like continually going. We would have a lot of delays because they would say, oh, this, you know, we'd have funding delays, and you know, what the hell is going on with this project delays? So
there we go, Kawasaki Riverside. Kawasaki Riverside.
Find Loke Dog. Nobody can find Loke Dog.
Just so chill about all this, like no big deal to him.
We got Rusto.
I was the captain. Hey guys.
Yeah, Rusty. Rusty, we just finished your scene.
Yeah, Russ.
Rusty Setzer, everybody. What a cameo.
I can't see Rusty.
He's behind Seth.
Here, Clint, drop me off for a minute. Let put those two together because I'm gonna go grab some.
There you
pizza.
go. Hey, Russ.
What up, pal? What's up, Bobs?
Hey, buddy.
How are ya?
Good, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah.
You hungry?
I like Troy as the heroin junkie.
Morgan, I apologize. I've only met you the one time at the
Enslow was featured in a series of high-octane motocross videos entitled Crusty.
We were doing the.
You guys ever go back to jumps and dead point crashes made him an called hero. Girls, fame, parties, yeah, all. Or did we? Judge Fran Fruhausen.
Absolute buffoonery.
The result? Anarchy. Frezno has become a battlefield with outraged citizens yelling the words, "Let Seth rock." Up next, we will take a look at a group of outlaws who have taken revenge on the motocrossers by vandalizing local strip clubs. Golfers against porn. Next.
Strippers. Motorheads. How any facet of a polite society can support such filth is beyond me.
Didn't you say something recent about Frohausen? Adam, did he pass away or something recently or something like that?
He had
something like you told me something.
Yeah, I think. Shoot, I can't. Yeah, he's had some health problems for sure.
Anyways,
and I hit him up about a year ago, and it was hard. You know, his typing was a little tough, but he said he had fun on the project and wished us all.
All right, he's out. He's.
We need to talk about the dryer humping scene there because I had a version of this and then
Hart getting drinks thrown on him,
and then I lost it, and then I got a later version and it was minus the washing machine humping scene.
Well, the director's cut is what's good. Like it's got, yeah.
It does.
Yeah, we cut that one as. I think that was one of the ones that just got voted a little too edgy. This was Mike Ness's first time ever acting.
Here's a boy.
Yes, what up?
Let's listen to this.
I'm Mike Metzger. I ride motorcycles.
Yeah, I know who you are. Technical rider who invented the heel clicker thing.
Yeah, that's me. So tell me, how's it feel to pull all those chicks?
You like cars, Mike?
Sure.
When my band first got signed in 1989, I got the first chunk of money I ever saw in my life. I bought a 54 Chevy two-door sedan. She looked like she was from fucking outer space. It was 1989. I had to tour. I figured I'd get another one when I got home, so I sold it. I sold the first car I ever loved. And let me tell you something, Mike. Cars, they'll come and go. None will ever come close to that first one. That first one that got away. Thanks for the water.
Pretty sick to have Mike Ness. The lines were a little cheesy, and this is another one where we were getting kicked out. He got like 2 chances to do those lines, and we just had to deal with it. Well,
Dude, it was epic. It was just what it needed to be. It was awesome.
Yeah, but truly, like the pressure that you can't feel in the scene was, you guys said you'd be out of here at 4. It's 4:30. We are out. We have Mike Ness here. Please give us a little bit of time. You guys have 15 more minutes. So like he was under that much of a gun, and that was a long, kind of patient, slow pace speech. He did it twice, and that was it. We were out of there. All this stuff we had already filmed. We shot it out of order. Kind of funny to have Carrie Hart.
That's right.
Going down the lane.
I guess the little demonstration we had.
K-Fuck.
I shook things up.
K-Fuck radio.
According to the headlines today, Judge Frillhausen is feeling like the little trap sewer rat that he really is. Listen, Judge, you don't mess with Superfly. Things start happening when you get me hot. You understand? Never, ever underestimate the power of unity and a good old two-wheel protest, Judge. I think you know that. Let's get back to things we care about, okay? Well, this is it, y'all. Contest day. So if you ain't got nothing better to do, and I know you don't, get your tired ass up and go out to the Glen Helen Supercross track in South
Glen
Fresno.
Helen Supercross.
Our main man, Seth, he will not be in attendance today, but we got Emig, we got Metzger, and Hart, and all the other boys, and they ready to bust big. So go out there and see these fools jump. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be girls out there in bikinis, like I said before, titties. It's going to be incredible. Act like you know.
I'm out. You got everything under control? Oh. Carrie, did you forget who you were talking to? I'm the wingman. Of course I have everything under control.
Yeah, we.
Talk about not politically correct.
Hey, Jerry, the stuff here, like at the contest that's coming up with you and Nell and Rob Machado, Exchange, being like an actual TV commentator and then watching all of those things linked together at the contest was just brilliant, you know?
Yeah. It was weird to shoot that stuff just sitting at a table and there wasn't one other soul other than us, Glen Helen.
Hang out more often.
Seriously, it's coming up, but one of my favorite lines is where you get pissed off at Nell and you're like, jump in anytime, Nell.
I've ran a lot of things in my life.
Fucking Baca had that guy so confused. He was telling him, say this, say that, painting all these really distant, random scenarios in his head. The guy was all over the shop. He didn't know what to do when it came to the time.
Today, finally, and we'll work at the details.
Hey, do you guys just feel that earthquake right now?
Was it?
Yeah. That little wave come through. That's 2 in the last 2 days.
You're in Florida, Bubba.
We're shaking it up with Frezno Smooth. Oh my God, this is so good.
This is good.
Yeah, this is gold.
I wanna be a one-woman man. We can do the things that.
Where did you guys shoot that?
That looks like Venice, huh?
I dedicate all my heel clickers to you. Yes, it's you. Hey, kid. I dedicate all my heel clickers to you.
Who wrote that song?
It's actually my buddy Jason Hill that he's a band called Louis the 14th. They did the M80 theme song, and he's now David Fincher's guy. He does all of David Fincher's score for all his TV shows. He did 100% of Mindhunter, that show that the 2 seasons on. That from credits up to credits down, Jay Hill did 100% of the music and score, and that's the guy that wrote this heel cooker song.
How funny is that?
Dude, that was all before Metzger was just at it.
Metzger killed it.
Cool.
The fact that it was so off the wall is exactly why it's so good. And the fact that you had all these names in here, like from riders to just the cameos. That's why it's so epic. And I think that the fact that Fox basically was like, yeah, we'll distribute it. I got this catalog one day, brought it inside, looked through it, and called to order it, and they're like, it's discontinued. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I just got the catalog. And they're like, yeah, it's discontinued. I think that helped it be what it is now.
Yeah. Racer X is going into that whole chain of what happened at the beginning. So
Here comes Betty's cameo, right? Here's Betty.
Yeah, we love her.
And your cows are all ducks too.
There she is.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, Mrs. Snipes.
That's her real last name too, Betty Sykes.
Yeah, so Betty basically took care of everyone at Fox, all the athletes. She was everyone's grandma at the whole company.
We would come in with just a bucket of receipts, and she'd be like, "Oh, okay, guys, I'll take care of it." She got us out of so much trouble. She made everything, all the ends meet for this whole movie.
Y'all haven't been listening to
I love this scene.
Our precinct has become a laughing stock. And do you want to know why? Because we got motorheads,
That guy is in the Silver Platters. That the Sarge was in he did that song Under the Boardwalk and a bunch of those songs. He's in that band.
You ride with Zoot.
I met him on an airplane and just told him the movie we were doing. He's like, "Hey, I act too." So he's like a legit,
Professionals.
musician. That plays.
I remember that night we filmed this that he knocked it out all at once. Like he was pretty good.
He refused to do auditions and he refused to do practice. He said, "Just get the camera rolling," which made me totally uncomfortable. But
I love that sort of mentality. Just turn the camera on.
Hello and welcome to California's first ever motorcycle freeride contest.
Bernardo, yes.
And Helen's beautiful but windy super.
Oh my God, this is
Got
so
it!
Yeah, buddy.
Hi, Jeff. Can I have a kiss? Nah, no kiss, but I'll give you a handshake.
I'm the guy in the background right there with the glasses on.
Yeah, right. That's it. Good hell, dude.
Everybody be offended.
Lawn bowling for the last 8 years, making his crossover debut into the extreme world. He calls himself Nell.
I will say, Bernardo truly improv almost all his lines. We would give him lines, but we also gave him the total ability to cut loose, and he would. There's like 27 takes of every scene that he did, and they're all funny.
Hey, here's Dynamite. He doesn't even know Buddy's name.
Okay.
Watch.
Buddy.
He's like, show me your back.
Antunes. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on here today.
Rob Machado, obviously the
that's right.
legendary surfer.
He's a legend.
It's fun, but I consider myself.
Who's the other announcer?
There really wasn't freeride as a sport yet. And so, you look at the Krusties, it was a lot of racers. So to us, it's made total sense that Buddy Antunez, and it seems a little weird now, but at the time, it was like there hadn't been a freeride contest yet. Even Lofty's Vegas thing hadn't happened yet. So it really was the first mimic of a freestyle contest.
Wasn't Vegas 98? I thought that first one was 98.
Start his run.
It was. But we filmed this before that. Before that.
Yeah, this was like late 97. Oh, no, this is New Year's. So this is around Christmas and New Year's at the end of 97, 98. This is the New Year's Eve race, yeah.
Glen Helen was nice enough to let us do this while they were doing a race. We filmed all the crowds for the race. I mean, we had a megaphone, we'd fire these people up, but they let us do this in and out of the actual little supercross course they created, which was not the normal Glen Helen, obvious course.
No. I made some money that day. I made like $10,000 that day by winning it.
I fucking hate you.
So Jeff, did you end up riding with these guys normally, like in the canyon and stuff like that, like on a semi-regular basis in between, practicing?
Yeah, I mean, we all cross paths, here and there. Oh my God, this is
Christian Fletcher, the surfer. If you grew up in San Diego like I did, we all knew Christian Fletcher. He was really the sore thumb of the surfing industry. He learned how to pull airs on a surfboard.
There we go.
And having him in this, I was so stoked to have him play a part in it. That guy's such a legend.
Yeah.
That's the greatest surfers ever. And his son is a badass skater.
Why must you keep me waiting? Sierra, no more secrets.
Oh, Blade.
No more secrets.
I have to freshen up.
Like, what the fuck?
Holy Jesus, Mother Mary.
Oh my God. My water just broke. Okay, shh.
Fletcher.
Wait. I was gonna tell you.
I knew it. Oh,
Watch how this ends.
I gotta get to the hospital. Well, shoot, girl. Is there anything I can do to help? No.
Hold on.
It ain't like I lost my legs or nothing. I'll just call you later.
What? Jesus. What the fuck
She
is
was actually my friend from the party crowd in LA, and she used to be married to the Duran Duran guy, Nick Rhodes.
what's wrong with you guys?
At that time, she was married to him. That was Nick Rhodes' wife from Duran Duran.
Awesome.
It's because you're a pussy. This is a straight dope ride. Low dog only
Here's your boy.
Low dog is the best.
This was fun. This was, as we said earlier, this was the scene that was actually supposed to be Fabio, and then Fabio didn't show up, so we just grabbed that dude on the right as Low Dog, but he couldn't deliver lines, so then we found Low Dog and had him just say word and right.
He just called him Jerry McGrath.
Oh my God, you're so great.
Did you tell him that on purpose, or did he just get it wrong?
No, he did. He had no idea who McGrath was. So it was not on purpose, but we rolled with it.
Jerry McGrath.
It sounds better. It definitely makes it.
Yeah.
Right,
Dynamite.
Very hard background.
and looks like the competition's going to be.
Oh, really?
Back to you, Rich.
Talking to Hart.
Very Heart's right behind you.
There was a video that had just come out called Big Air, and everybody was coining that term Big Air, and it was like John Fox and I were just clowning it, so we would say to each other all the time, okay, man, more Big Air, the bigger the better. And so we put that into the script. But it was really just like that was getting it to be an overused term, so we decided to really overuse it.
So you added a second big to it?
Yeah.
Two chicken to get us water.
Burrito boy. Yeah, man.
Can I see your ride? Please? No, I really want to see your ride. Can I see your
got
ride,
me
please?
Epic right here.
No trick ass bitches.
Aubrey, Low Dog don't ride for no trick ass bitches.
Besides, I'm waiting on the
Stupid. I'm sorry. I was just asking. I'm sorry, Low Dog.
He had one of those little cameras from 7-Eleven or whatever, and I actually have all the photos of her that she took of Low Dog in the scene. Like St. Mars, R.I.P.
Ink rat.
You want a sticker?
You want a sticker?
Hills from the high desert of California. Oklahoma meth labs run free, I'll have you know.
The
Yeah,
meth lab
that's a
still
good one,
running
Bernardo.
free up in Victorville.
That was such a throwaway line, but it made it in there.
That's perfect.
I love it.
If we do another one, we have to get J-Bone in there, even if we have to tackle his ass.
I think that's
Oh,
a
he-
hard sell.
He'll be hesitant, but we can get him. I know we
I
can.
understand, but
No, I mean I've already sort of talked to him, and I know we could convince him.
Just talking about drugs, I'd like to tell all you moms out there that Double XSN has become completely drug-free. Well, unfortunately, it kept quite a few of the kids from actually competing. Let's go lock down to Rusty Snitzer.
Here's Russ.
Down there with Rusty.
Yeah, Russ.
look at yeah, Russ.
All right.
Rusty.
Steve, we understand that you didn't pass the test. What was it? Pills?
I told you! You're like a little woodpecker. You're bothering me, guy!
Tempers are flaring, and now back to our show.
What was it? Pills?
Hey, to ask you some questions about the strip already.
Yeah, thanks to those jerks, we're out of work.
First of all, give me a detailed description of the specimens.
That guy's classic.
I think Rusty legit freaked out Rob Machado. He got a little.
I was just about to say that too.
He wasn't really supposed to push him down. Rusty got so into the scene, he like knocked Machado down. Like that wasn't really. It never happened. Machado was like kind of freaked out, I think.
I remember hanging out with this Asian guy a couple times. He was pretty cool, low
Yeah,
key.
He was in my college movie. I overdubbed him in that too. Very PC.
He was perfect.
Conversation here, you know what I mean?
All right, relax. You have the right to remain silent. Cannot will be used against you in the court of law.
Get out of here.
Did anybody ever tell you you're not supposed to?
Oscar-winning footage right here, guys.
It's not news, and it says regular English. It's in the opposite definition.
It's harder than that. Nobody move! When the baby gets it! Leave the baby out.
That line made a few people angry.
What line's that?
Nobody move or the baby gets it.
Ooh,
gun on a real baby. we had to hire that baby, by the way. The mom was like, "Yeah, my baby's gonna be in a film," and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna put a gun and say we're gonna."
Oh man!
Move or the baby gets it.
What do you think the mom did with that money?
Crack.
He went to the high desert.
Meth or coke? Is that what you're talking about? Is that the?
That was my guess. No, I mean that's I was.
No, she
not
invested in
diapers.
Yahoo for sure.
She did not buy diapers.
She's crushing it.
Okay, Mike, a couple of questions.
She probably bought Yahoo stock in '99. She's probably good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it pretty much sucked, but it didn't stop me from going out there.
At that time, it would have been AOL.
To my buddy Jason Turnage's house, who had played Bubba's sidekick
That's Mike.
in this.
This a live broadcast?
There it is. We saw him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was at your party a couple months ago.
And you left me too.
Oh my god.
I love this. Let's what is it? What something those hookers? Let's finger dip those hookers.
Said that on TV. That's him. Mike Metzger.
It kind of cracks me up that we chose Jimmy Button.
Kitty, please. No.
That was one of my hashtags today. That long neck periscope, Jimmy Button.
I mean, ugh.
Got her spray paint on her face.
Listen to the way they talk. They're like, yeah, I'm going to go and run that hooker, and hey, let's go finger dip some of those hookers.
Finger dip.
It's exactly how it was said.
Yeah.
Some free rider.
I must. Those line. A lot of that.
It was perfect. It was full HP.
Yeah.
Now he's a professional.
We took a few lines from Dana Nicholson.
Yeah, Dana.
Never let me forget it ever.
Lanky, but he's definitely a hottie.
Everyone makes a comment about Button being long and skinny.
I love the bird that fell off, and that was actually Eric Jones. If anybody remembers him, he did all the audio. He had that idea. He goes, "How about when we go by, we throw the bird?" And I was like, "Oh, that's brilliant!" So
yeah, that was great.
I love that shot for whatever reason. Seth, the king of the
eggs too. He was a good guy, man.
Eggs. That's a funny story, but I don't want to sidetrack us too much.
No, don't do that to yourself.
Seth just works this guy. Bam, bam, bam.
Morgan, do you have any gum?
No.
She has a bracelet. She doesn't even have gum. She doesn't have a purse either.
This is one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. The dialogue between the nuns, and then when they talk to Seth, and he says riddles. Perfect.
That was Seth. Seth was saying riddles. Like that was his line. He was saying all the time. What if we had a mistake with setting up the shoot? He would always say riddles. So I wrote it into the script because he was always saying that to me because we were blowing it with the production. So I remember calling him and being like, "I wrote riddles in the script." He's all sick.
Riddle.
It's the first. Thank you. It's been blessed.
The helmet of Christ. I remember that. I don't think we explained the whole part out to Seth, and I remember he had like a deal with whoever did the artwork on that. I can't remember now. And we just called him up and said, "Hey, make a helmet with all these Christian things on it." And didn't really clue in Seth as to how the plot unfolded. And I remember he was like, "What are you doing, man? Why are we doing this?" I was like, "It'll make sense. You stole the helmet from a bunch of nuns."
Is that it right there?
Here we go.
The real deal.
Hey, look, Kevin, I'll do it, dude. Just not right now.
Just so you guys know, I remember when Baca gave me that wig, I picked it up and didn't even try it on the correct way. I put it on backwards, and that was it. It was gold.
And we knew that Jerry Bernardo was such a character that the other guy we gave him no heads up at all. He had no idea. We really threw him out to the wolves, and I just had him nod. Like, he didn't really have lines. We just let Jerry roll, and he just would try to repeat lines and agree. But which came out perfect.
Yeah, he was so fucking confused.
So confused. And the direction I would give him was like weird. I would purposely be like, hold your head at a diagonal, and I kept telling him just odd things to kind of throw him off, so Jerry could just roll right over it.
You were saying shit that was so weird it was confusing me.
Here we go, Zabo.
Double O.
Look at them.
Jazzy.
Here, listen to this line.
What's that chick's name again?
Shut up, bitch. I'll deal with you later.
Michelle.
Again, R.I.P. There's 2 R.I.Ps right there.
Oh, nowhere, boy. Come back here.
Unfortunately. Mindy was great. She helped with a lot of the as well as the scene.
F.A.
Let's go.
You have it.
Later, Paul.
Z did good, man.
He did. The guy's such a legend. He's good at everything he does. He was insane on that cup bike. I knew him as a pro skater. He was obviously in all the Creatures of Habit as, one of the really first pioneers of snowboarding, and just talented at whatever he touches.
Pretty much.
This was all funny because we had no permits. I remember.
Shoot it.
I went into the film thing, and they said we can't give you a permit in 2 days. So I just got the application. I filled it out. I Xeroxed it. I got a red stamp that said approved, and we kept that in the truck. And when the cops rolled us, I go, "Oh, we have the permit." I took out the application with the red approved stamp on it. They're like, "Okay, as you were," but we didn't really have a permit. Abbott helped us get a lot of these things as well, but we really shot in those malls, and none of that was permitted. Like, those people jumping out of the way were real people jumping out of the way.
Barker riding dirty.
It's a bumpy road. Got some nice curves in it. Bubba, keep her going. Making the rig go up
Bubba.
up and down. Over.
Hot pursuit, great.
Steady. A little bit faster now.
Look at my nose where Seth hit me. Had a scab on it.
A little bit faster now.
Oh, yeah.
We do the other scene first.
Almost there.
Dude, so good. How the Academy passed you up, Bubba, for at least a nomination, I'll never know. You got robbed, Bubba. You got robbed.
I'm good, man. I'm good, Hefe.
Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. Bubba should have been up there on that.
I haven't seen them do a real puke scene.
There you go.
And now the Academy Award for the leading male in a feature film.
Yeah.
And
Brad and everybody
else. Straight to video B movie release.
B movie.
B.
C. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult the B movies of the world. This was a comical of errors trying to coordinate all of us. with
Yeah,
the
this
walkie-talkies.
Seth
Because
punched me in my
when you do
face.
your walkie-talkie, you can't hear anybody else. So like Troy in the helicopter and us all trying to communicate.
Bubba, didn't you get your ass kicked right here? Even
I
after all
walked
that
into
training?
one of the punches. Watch.
Yeah, he really.
You can see my face.
Bubba really breaks his nose right here.
No way.
You can see it. We used the shot. He breaks his nose.
No way.
Yeah.
Look.
You'll see
I
it.
never heard that you broke your
It's on
nose.
the ground. It's one of these right here. This. That one. That one.
Hey,
I really hit him.
hey, Seth, you know you wanted to do that before then also. Sometime or another.
Stop everything.
Seth, they're talking to you.
We're talking about the shot where you actually broke Bubba's nose.
Oh, yeah.
Old as a hero.
That's when stunts were real.
They were.
Huge hit.
No stunt doubles.
Oh, that was a nice knack. Big air. That was excellent.
Big air, big air, big air.
J1 Arena champion.
Where'd you find the other announcer at?
Great day for Buddy.
What's that?
Where'd you find the other announcer?
He was supposed to be one of the golf guys, but his
I've seen.
I mean he auditioned for the golf guys and he was so crazy and weird that like we didn't hire him, but then we just kept talking about him, so we knew we needed to match Bernardo with somebody. We're like, what about that guy from the golfers audition? And so that's where we grabbed Nell.
Just have a weakness for ladies.
All said and done, I think he came out.
Give me
good.
button.
You couldn't have two Bernardos. You needed a Bernardo and then somebody to take Bernardo. You know.
Jeff Emig going up on his motocross buddy. Free riding. Here comes Emig. What a hit. That was huge. You know, it's very uncharacteristic. You've never actually seen Emig compete in this realm. Fluid, the number one.
So that was actually Sync Mars. That's why we're saying uncharacteristic, because we're trying to give little clues that it's not Jeff Emig. It's actually Lope Dog. Lope Dog is actually played by Mike Sync Mars. So.
This is it. Wow. Yay.
You couldn't do this either.
Candy bar, isn't it now?
Have somebody in black neck.
It's just got to be the icing on the cake here today. Jeff Emig, very, very uncharacteristic, I might add. I can't believe it. The Saran
That's the first saran wrap I've ever done.
That was
The only.
rewinding the clock. That was actually a legit trick in those days.
Yeah.
No players, that's your two trick.
Combo.
Who the hell is that?
It's Sergeant Shaw from the downtown precinct.
Very good afternoon to you too, Sergeant.
We need to talk about Seth Enslow.
Who?
Yeah, Seth Enslow.
Seth Enslow. I knew that.
Save the child.
What?
Save the
He
baby.
did what?
You heard me.
Saved a baby?
That's what I said. And he helped me get the kid.
Saved a baby?
Listen, my friend, before you
Huge
start
gold.
home again, you had better get your facts in order. Do you understand me?
These guys really have tuned their bodies to this racetrack and brought it to the higher level that we cannot believe we are witnessing today. Now, it is incredible. Emig, not only can he compete in Supercross and Motocross, he can go out and go for the
Bernardo.
big air.
Fucking,
So
that's
good.
what you call
Yeah, you
improv. You make it up.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we
Yes.
go.
It's a shot on a different day, even though it looks maybe like it's the same day.
Here we go.
Look at that!
Fuck me. There's
How
no
big was
landing
that?
at all.
Oh my God, there's not.
Look at all!
You didn't need one.
A little known fact, both McGrath and Button were there, and they were like, I will not touch that jump. Seth's like, give me a bike. Right? McGrath
Hey,
was there
Seth.
for this.
Hey, Seth, nobody ever accused you of coming up short on a jump. I can tell you that. You were going the distance, buddy. You were going the distance.
That'd be Brokeback Mountain if I came up short. Come up shorts when you get hurt. Always go long on your sweet. At least you're rolling out of it.
How
Come
far
up
was
short,
that?
Jump in anytime, dork.
Never come up short.
And he actually, Seth said, Seth said I could do it again. We're like, no, that was good. That was good.
It's perfect. I slid right to my feet.
Yeah, this was all shot after you just hit the, just went down.
I was wondering who was it going to be. Could it be Sinkmars?
Back's a little stiff.
Heel clicker. Jim,
You still did your tequila shot after you crashed.
Yeah.
And you did take the worm down. Again, that was Troy's. That little part was Troy's idea. I remember he was so excited about the worm.
Let's go down the field and see him accept the trophy.
How good's this line coming up?
I know. I actually forgot until.
That's not Jeff Emig. He's not black.
Okay, so Adam, was this a rewrite that I didn't make the party afterwards, so J-Bone and I had to die? That wasn't part of the original script?
No, it wasn't the original script. The original script was we had two endings. Seth was going to jump big, and then you were going to avoid the corporate pressure and come out and just have fun. But we shot the after party before we shot this party right here. We shot sequentially earlier because we were working with Motorhead. And so you were supposed to be at this Emig. And so it was like Seth and Wee Man and everybody we'd seen, plus Emig. Plus Lemmy. And there was supposed to be the epic, like, last moment where Seth and Emig give a high five or a toast or just something that kind of closes us down from both plot lines. But you couldn't make it at the last minute. But we couldn't stop this. So to rationalize why you weren't at this party and to also tie up Loke Dog, I wrote a scene saying Loke Dog caps you and steals your bike, enters a free ride contest, and then rides away, and that's why you're not at the party. Wow. Yeah. So that's how it all came together. Heart and Mets, no tattoos. I think that's kind of funny.
Did
So
you dress
cool.
Metzger, or was that just what he showed up in for that?
Oh, Metzger, you couldn't pick wardrobe for Metzger. He was very, but he would go ridiculous, but he wanted to pick it. That wasn't the real Motorhead drummer. That was actually Ozzy's drummer. Seth was hammered that day. It was hard to even get that Barstool shot. It was because we couldn't film his scene till like 7, and he'd been there since noon. So everybody was buying him shots.
No, I got there at noon, and he walked me to the bar and told the bartender, "Give this guy whatever he wants."
Yeah.
Keep the jack flowing. So noon to 7.
Wasted there just to get you to do that. Was like,
the girls were holding me up. I was ready to fall over.
Really?
Yeah.
And I analyzed it.
Right.
I got used to it, and finally I liked it.
I liked it.
Consideration. I have decided to leave my wife and hang out with these two sluts.
what you gonna do?
Amen.
I actually, in the script, I had him yell Slayer and dive in, and Lemmy said, "I have a beef with Slayer. Don't say Slayer." I was like, okay.
That's just freaking out of the cage.
That's funny.
We were so happy to have Lemmy. Whatever he requested, we would do.
Yeah, no shit.
Understandably.
But he did not want to play the song Motorhead. He wanted to play Bomber. And I think we had to bribe him. We got him. We paid him a bunch of money in cash. Got him a limo and had a girl in the limo to kind of get him over there to loosen him up a little bit. And then we just fell to our knees. And he shook my hand and said, "We all got to compromise sometime." He grabbed the cash, and we played the song Motorhead.
That's a good.
I have one terminal on it.
I would have done the same thing.
Hi, Mike.
Kitty, but I thought you were with that long neck
How old
Paris.
is that chick now?
Jimmy's just my friend.
I'm still our Facebook friend. She looks really good.
Was she like 15 years? I don't want to say that, but I mean, like her mom was on set and shit like that. Or,
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely killer. I love you.
I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you.
Willie Santos, Birdhouse Skater.
Oh my God, that's Mike Metzger. I already got dumped by some chick last night.
Classic.
Everybody acted really well in this. I do have to say that. I think that's what was most impressive. Even the motocross guys, you know, everybody's stuff was good.
Well, we had to act. I mean, we had no choice because we wanted to go home. You know what I mean? After a day of doing it. Hey, Barker, didn't you punch me in the face one time to get me upset or something? You slapped me.
Well, you weren't. It was the one where you had to pop out of the cop car.
I know, but whatever.
I don't remember what I said, but I just tried to get you at like a real core level, and then I was flipping you off behind Troy with the camera, and you know, and you just came out of. I think I surprised you and sort of surprised myself, and you came blazing out of that cop car, and we had such a good scene.
Everybody had a chance to peel their eyes open.
I can't remember what I said, but I was just core level trying to fuck with you, get you all fired up.
You slapped me in the face, Barker.
Yeah, sure that was it.
Beautiful, Frezno smooth. This is super fly. I'm up out of here like I stole something. I love y'all, Frezno. Peace.
Well, all I can say is that everybody on YouTube here is like, this is the most epic thing I've ever seen. This is legendary. Facebook, same thing. I'd have to agree with this. Any of you guys in the chat here, like on Zoom, want to ask any questions? I can unmute you guys if you got any
I love
questions.
these credits because you get to see the guys that were legit, like Machado.
Oh, yeah.
And just how, you know, Abbott, just a monster, Harold Hunter. A lot of, you know, everybody in here was legit on their own, but some people hadn't really blown up yet. Like Wee Man wasn't in Jackass yet. You know, there wasn't the Dogtown documentary. Tony Hawk was big in skating, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater wasn't out yet. You know, Hart hadn't really blown up yet. So it was just so many people right before they really blew up. And it just kind of captured the fun party elements, started by Krusty, where credit is due, taken over by Greg Fox and the new company Shift, and an ability for all of us just to do something, you know, without too much overthinking, just as wild as we could be. And it was a fun project. Ron, Jeremy.
That's fucked up.
How do you hit the list? You must still talk to him, right? How's he doing?
Yeah. I mean, he's one of my pals for life. You know, how it all came together, and it's, you know, you watch documentaries of these old legendary movies, like major movies that are, you know, massive hits. And when you watch these documentaries, like about Dirty Dancing, have you seen that documentary? I know that isn't like what we're doing here, but
no,
it was such a shit show. And I'm like, well, making Dirty Dancing wasn't really that much different than making Frezno Smooth. Like you've got this thing that you're working towards, and you're just rewriting and just you know, putting pieces of the puzzle together as you go. And that's the thing when you watch these credits of all of these individuals that are in this, and knowing that it took so long to put it together and then to have it come together. And Vernon, he actually has a name. And then for it to be 22 years later, 23 years later, that it has this cult following, and everyone appreciates it for being this sort of crazy idea that came to life. I mean, yeah, it's you know, it's pretty awesome. There's
magic
nothing like it.
Movies as well. I mean, everyone, what you pulled off during the year, then all of a sudden, bam! We did it at Krusty too. We do it all the time. We pull it off. How in the hell we pull off? I have no freaking idea, but we pull it off, man. And it's all about the people around you and the talent around you. I think, my opinion. So
yeah,
it was nice doing this with you guys, for sure.
Yeah, you guys too. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, good to talk to you, Jeff, too, Emig. So
yeah, Bubba. Good to see you, buddy.
Take care, man. And Jeff, Jerry Bernardo, good to see you too. and
Good to
everyone.
see you, brother Bubba.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Do we have to? Is it over?
Clint, is there any questions from any of your peeps?
Yeah, you
or-
guys in the room. Anybody want to ask anything? I can ask even on any of these other. If you guys are on Zoom, you
My
can ask.
cocktail's still full. I'm good.
Yeah, you can ask directly if you're in Zoom here. Everybody's being shy. We got a super cross.
I got about this much time left.
Oh shit. That's mostly ice, so you guys better come up with an question. Jeff, thank you very much. When I had brought this idea to Adam, and he's like emig, and I was like, and he goes, let me try, and I was like, okay. He texts you once, and then today you're like, who are you? So
Dude, hey, fuck, man, I said yes like 25 years ago. You think I'm going to say no now? Like we're all in.
Fuck yeah!
All in. Like we're in this. So hey,
Awesome
Rusty, Seth, everybody, the other characters in the movie and all that stuff. I know it's kind of the art. What is it? Art resembling life resembling art. However the saying goes. It's kind of hard to believe that after all these years and this path that this movie went on, that it has such a following that it does. And so I look at it as one of the highlights of my career. Certainly in 98, 99, you're thinking, oh my God, this thing just ruined my career. But here we are 23 years later. So I appreciate all you guys, and it's fantastic to see you guys. And it's a hell of an experience.
It was an amazing opportunity to get to work with you, and you're really at the height of your career. I mean, just killing it. And the fact that you were, filming all these things.
I'm not seeing Ryan Dungey pulling something like this off a few years ago, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just want to say something real quick. A shout out, you guys. I heard you guys say quite a few times R.I.P. to a lot of people that were in the movie, some that I didn't know. But I want to give a shout out, R.I.P. to my high desert rat bro, St. Maz, who's no longer with us.
Yeah.
I got some epic pictures of him. I got mega pictures from Krusty's tours in Australia that I shot on my own camera. But one of the Krusty tours, they started out, we came out and they put all the riders in coffins. And they played the music. I think, what was it, Bubba? It was like some AC/DC something.
Yeah.
And I have a picture. It's eerie as fuck. I have a picture of St. Maz in the coffin. It's open. He's in his riding gear, and he's got his arms crossed like this. I think Bubba's seen it. Dude, that shit's epic, but R.I.P. to the Sink Rat.
He had such good timing. It's insane he didn't come from race like the other guys, but filming him, and when the elevator shuts at the beginning, there's that whip, and it's a step down, and it was so technical. There was no way to pre-jump it, and Sink just hucked it. And it's such a beautiful shot. And just when, he was just the go-to guy if you had off-balance shots you needed. Like, he knew how – his timing was insane. And the fact that he did snap his back was sort of crazy because he never crashed. Like, his timing was just legit. But, it was awesome filming with him for multiple projects.
Sweet.
What about Sethro? What do you got to say, Sethro?
Sethro, what do you got?
What do you got?
I'm
dark down there, dude.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Flick a lighter.
Final thoughts from Sethro. What do you got?
Yeah, good times, boys. Let's do it again. Sequel coming soon.
Me and we'll blow this out right here. Bubba and I have been talking about some Krusty stuff, so obviously you're the man for that as well.
Let's do it.
All right, then.
There you go.
Right on, guys. Frezno Smooth.
Well, thanks, Clint. It's always fun to remember this movie.
Yeah, thank you, Clint. Thank you.
All our lives.
Yeah.
We had a good year making this thing.
Thank you, Nick. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, thanks, Nick.
Likewise. Cheers.
Yeah, thank all you guys, everybody that I met just now. Bernardo, Emig. I've met Seth before, not really that much. Obviously, I know Bubba and Adam. So, and Nick, obviously, I know. But there you go. Get in there. All right, thank you guys. Thank you guys,
dirt bikes.
and have a good night. Stay safe.
Bye, guys.
See you guys. Be well.
Love and respect, everyone.
Salute.
So.
Gonna go